Alright, so I'm going to tell you guys a little story. So I've been playing the new Minecraft, right? I'm just going to start with that because I'm not going to talk about everything about the new freaking update that pissed me off and I finally got over and I started playing it. Anyways, playing the new Minecraft. And when I was mapping out my world, I found some foxes. So I'm like, dude, I want some foxes. I want a fox. Can you tame a fox? So I googled, can you tame a fox? It's like, yo, to tame a fox, you have to make a whole new fox. So you gotta go in there and breed foxes, right? So I packed up for a little adventure. I grabbed my map. I didn't grab my map. I didn't grab my map. I grabbed a saddle and a lead. I got some raw fish in case I wanted to get a cat on the way back. I got some bones in case I managed to find some dogs, Let's just go on a pet crusade. I've been to that part of the map before, and I know exactly where it is, and I'm pretty good at navigating my maps. I know where the sun sets. I know what side the sun sets on according to my house, and as long as I'm north, then the sun should always set on this side, you know what I mean? So I'm very confident that I can go do this. Don't even think about taking a map with me, because what if something happens, then I lost my map, right? So the only purpose of this entire journey is to get a fox. Maybe a cat, maybe a dog, but the entire reason I went was to get a fox. So I start headed out. I turn back. I'm like, you know what? There's some horses on the way. It'll probably be faster. I don't want to use one of my own horses. So I just took a saddle. I have like a million saddles because I keep doing freaking raids against pillagers. So I have a ton of saddles. The saddles isn't a big thing. So I grab a saddle on the way there, only a little bit outside my house. I find a horse. Cool. I ride the horse as far up to that part of the map as I can get because it's pretty far. It's almost 2 whole maps away. And the trees get to the point where it's so thick that I can't ride the horse anymore. But I'm pretty close. So I wander through this place. I find some dogs right away, but I'm like, you know what? I don't want a dog until I get a fox. I don't know how they'll react around each other. So I find a fox, put it on a lead. I'm like, I still gotta find some berries. I didn't bring berries with me because I'm like, you know what? There's already berries there. So I'm carrying this fox around. They run around like crazy. It's ridiculous. I'll show you guys what they do. They're so hard to keep track of. So I'm carrying this fox around. The first fox that I carry around, I kill it. It gets stuck in a pit of water. It's a long story. So I try it again. I find another fox. And I find some berries. And there's another fox right close to it. So it's good. So I feed the berries to the foxes. And let them make a little puppy. But it doesn't start following me around like the dogs do and the cats do when you tame them. So I was like, alright, so I want to figure this out, but I'm not going to stay over here. I'm going to just put this little fox on a lead and take it with me. It's going to be a long way. It's going to be pretty hard. It's going to take a little bit more time because I have to watch this fox and make sure it doesn't die on the way back. There's mountains and all this crap. So I start my trek back, and I realize as I'm wandering around that I'm kind of lost. I'm still in the same biome, so I know I'm in the general area, and then I keep watching the sun when it sets and being like, alright, I'm north of my house, so the sun should set on the left of me. So as long as I'm going south so that the sunset is on the right of me, then I should make it home, right? It's once I get to my home map, which is about a map away, I should know pretty well where I am at that point. I should be able to find my way back to my house. I know my home map. And I didn't think I could have gotten too off course. As I'm carrying this fox around, I keep noticing that come sunset, I'd been going the wrong way for a while. And this happened a couple of times. And so I realized I was lost. I kept on trekking. During this whole escapade, at some point, there was a cliff and the freaking fox died. So it had grown all the way to an adult. That's how long I was wandering around. It started out as a baby. It had grown all the way to an adult by the time it finally died, because I did something stupid. So I carried it around on that lead outside of my house for its entire lifespan. So I was pretty pissed about that, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just go home. And that was a lot harder than it seemed. Every time I thought I knew where I was going, I would be like, okay, I know where I am, so I would adjust myself accordingly, and then I would find myself in a new place, and I'm like, oh, how did I get all the way out here? I know where I am, and then so I adjust myself accordingly, and then it got to the point where I started finding absolutely new things. New villages that I'd never visited before, that were very obvious that I'd never visited them before. So I was on a map that I hadn't been on before. And so I finally gave up, and I'm like, you know what? I've been collecting some sugarcane. I have some iron on me. I'm gonna just go find some place to get some redstone, right? Just get some redstone. And then I'll make a map. And then if it's a map that I've been on, it'll pop up and show me where I am, or I can get some sort of idea of where I am. So I did that. Got some redstone, made a map, made it bigger. And I had kind of an idea of where I might be, so I went to go see, but then I got greedy, and there was this desert temple, and I know how to ransack desert temples. I've done it plenty of times. You have to go into one of the cornerstones so that you don't fall on the trigger, and it's fine. You have enough health to fall down to get into your little chests, and as long as you're avoiding the stupid pressure plate, or what I do, I just mine it up as soon as I get down. I'm like, screw this. I'm not going to step on that pressure plate, so I pick it up. And I made so many mistakes. So I had gotten to where I was. I mined up the corner piece. I was ready to fall down, and mid falling, I realized, I only have a couple of hearts. I probably should have eaten food first, and I died. Right? Which is fine. Whatever. I was pretty stressed out by this point. I just stood there looking at my screen in utter disappointment. And so I was like, you know what? It's okay. I'll make a map as soon as I get home. I have a map already. I'll try to find my way back. If I don't find my way back, I'll just go back home. I'm not going to do this whole thing all over again. And then I guess I lost my stuff, right? The only thing I was really worried about was this bow that I had. I had a full inventory full of random stuff, but stuff was either replaceable or not very important. The only thing I really wanted was this bow. I had just gotten it. I had an enchanted bow with unbreaking, and then I fished up a bow with another unbreaking, mending, flame, and power 4. So it was a really good bow, and I had morphed those bows together, and I had this great bow. I just gotten it. So I kind of wanted that back. As I sit here staring at the screen, I hear the sound of a pressure plate click. And I'm like, oh no. So something else before I had dropped into the depths of that temple without checking my health, so I didn't eat, so I didn't have enough health. I had 2 dogs following me, and they teleport to your location. So the dogs showed up in that temple chamber, and they stepped on the pressure plate. And everything I had to watch, everything in that chamber explode. All of my inventory, my dogs, I had to listen to my dogs die. I stared at that screen for so long. And I couldn't decide if I wanted to go back. I really wanted to find a way to just take it back and get back to like the last save point, or even before I went on that whole escapade. So I went to main menu, but it didn't. I don't know why it didn't do anything. I just had to face the harsh reality, and so now I'm kind of venting. I think you all need to experience my pain. I know. You guys probably don't care. It was painful. It was so painful. And I have no idea how long I was wandering around. Okay. I know I had some things that I wanted to do. I think I filled up an entire map before I did all of this. I think. I don't know. But I started doing this at 2 a.m, like, oh, hey, let me do this real fast before I go to bed. And then after all this had happened, it was 5, and I don't know what happened. I don't know how long I was doing any of this. I don't know how long I was wandering around with that fox. I don't know how long I was wandering around lost after the fox died. So, that's my story. Guess I'll try to sleep now.